What's up, YouTube? We're back with another one. I took a couple of days just to get things in order and, just recover a little bit from Hurricane Milton. And that's basically what I want to talk about today. Just being able to keep going and, not letting anything or anyone stop us from reaching our goals in life. And with that being said, go ahead, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and leave a comment and let me know what you guys think about the topic today. And without further ado, let's ride. So as you can see, I'm leaving work today. It's a fresh Monday. It's still technically the morning. You might as well say noon. I stayed a little later today just to cover some of the stuff that we wasn't able to cover because of Hurricane Milton. And I'm grateful enough to say that I was able to get the job done and catch up on a lot of stuff that I wasn't able to do last week. And that's basically what I wanted to talk to you guys about, is not letting things or anyone stop you from reaching your goals. Granted, it was a hurricane and there's absolutely nothing we can do about Mother Nature. But what we can do is make sure that we're doing everything that we possibly can do to keep going. And what I mean by that is, if you had some floodings, do what you have to do to get everything taken care of. And I know it's going to take a while because of the circumstances, but you can't give up. It's too much at stake at this point in life to just allow what I consider negative forces to stop you or to get in your way. There's going to be obstacles throughout our life that we face, and how we react to these obstacles will determine our future. So please, people, just don't give up. I don't think this guy knew what he was going to do, but yeah, just don't give up. And sometimes you just have to be patient and just know that things will eventually work itself out for the better. Just know that you have the Most High on your side. You have God on your side, who will never steer you wrong. And of course, at the moment, you don't get that feeling, that it's something's good is going to happen, or that a good change is going to come. But trust and believe me, it does. Even with, once again, the hurricane, there's a lot of people who is without power. There's a lot of people who pretty much lost their homes, and I'm quite sure in their head right now, it's over. It's going to take basically a miracle. It's going to take everything in their power to get back to the swing of things. And trust and believe me, I know it all too well. But what I can say is, it does get better. I don't care if it takes 2 months, 2 years, or 10 years. You have to keep going. It's a must. More importantly, I'm quite sure you have people that's out there depending on you, and they want to make sure that the future is bright for not only themselves but for you as well. As you can see, the sun is back out, people is back on the road, and life is continuing on. And that's been this way throughout mankind history. See, a lot of stuff that had occurred back in the day before our time, trust and believe me, those people, they didn't think they were able to continue on either. Just imagine building a project or starting a project, and for the most part, you lost the funds to continue to build that project. Do you stop? No. You continue to look for these funds. You continue to reach out and grab a hold to as many resources as you possibly can. And it's the same thing with today. It's the same thing with the Hurricane Milton. It's the same thing with life in general. When you start to feel overwhelmed, or you start to feel like it's over and then life is just crushing you, the best thing that you can do is say a prayer, reach out to anyone that may be able to help you out. And I get it, some people, they don't want to ask others for anything, but it's not cool to hold on to that pride, because that's exactly what you're doing. You're holding on to pride, and it's for what? Pride is not going to get you the things that you need. Pride is not going to get you that new vehicle. Pride is not going to get you that new home. Asking and reaching out and being vulnerable at times will actually help. There's a lot of programs out here. There's a lot of hotlines that you can call. There's a lot of things that you can do to at least get jump started on moving forward. And I'm only saying this, people, because I love human beings. I love everyone. I don't care who you are, where you're from, how you look. It really doesn't matter to me, as long as you're a human being. And not just a human being. I love animals. I love anything that's pretty much breathing. Anything that has life deserves to be loved. And that's basically what I'm talking to you guys about today. Because sometimes we as human beings feel neglected from maybe our peers or our parents, our spouses, our co-workers, just in general. And a lot of times when we feel like that, we tend to think that that's pretty much the end for us. And once again, I'm here to let you know that it's not. If one person can't do it, then the next person can. If one person doesn't have it, then the next person will. Only way you will actually find out is if you continue on. Even with those that's seeking jobs right now, and I know it could be overwhelming, constantly interviewing, constantly putting in applications just to not be able to obtain a job. And trust and believe me, something will come through. As long as you keep your faith, as long as you keep pushing, as long as you don't give up, things tend to get better. Now, I'm not saying that it would happen overnight. I'm not saying that it'll happen next week. What I'm saying is it will happen eventually, as long as you keep your faith, as long as you keep your head held high and just not fold and completely give up. Because a lot of times, as soon as you get close to reaching your goal or, moving to the next level, that's when you give up and not realizing that you was just that close. So please, make sure that you guys are not giving up, because you never know when or how close you are to reaching that goal. And it's the same thing, with our homes, our vehicles, even with our love life. A lot of us tend to think that it's over for us. Maybe we're up in age and we don't see, a future in love. And I'm here to tell you that, trust and believe me, it'll come knocking at your door, or pretty much beating your door down when you least expect it. And sometimes that's the reason why it doesn't happen, because you're constantly thinking about it. You're constantly overwhelming yourself and stressing yourself out on a lot of things that we have absolutely no control over. All we can do is play our part. You're looking for a job, you put the applications in, you go to the interviews, you present yourself in a proper manner. You're looking for love, you conversate, you just go out there and just be your natural self, and you will eventually attract someone who's compatible to you. Same thing with, finances. A lot of us might say, man, I'm not making enough. The economy is crazy. Inflation is crazy. For the most part, you might just have to put yourself on a budget. Readjust your spending. Think about some of the things that you don't necessarily need at the moment. And things will work itself out as long as you come up with a game plan. That's the whole thing. It's coming up with a game plan. I always lived by the motto that was taught to me when I was younger: is proper preparation prevents poor performance. So basically, if you're not properly preparing yourself for your future, then you're not really thinking about your future the way that you should be thinking about your future. And I tell you, this is why it's important to pay attention to the roads and to the other vehicles, because as you can see, they'll just jump right on in. And it's fine. I mean, for the most part, as long as you're aware and, nothing happened, no accidents, anything like that. So, no harm, no foul. Just keep on going. And that's basically life, man. I hear a lot of people say life be life, and this, that, and the third, and they're absolutely correct. But it also depends on you, your mentality, your character. If you got that strong will to keep going, then trust and believe me, you're gonna be okay. But if you got any doubts, if you got any, stress or anything that's trying to stop you from going to the next level, then you need to cut it off. Whether it's another human being, whether it's yourself. Sometimes it's our kids, sometimes it's our family, sometimes it's just friends, and they just come with this negative energy, and somehow, some way, it's planted on you. So if you get that feeling, or ever had that feeling, then you know that you at some point you have to release this negative energy. And like I said, it could be your spouse, it could be your mom, it could be your daddy, your kids. You have to let them go. And I know it hurts, and I know you spent a lot of time with these people, or like I said, even yourself. You don't want to start to think differently or treat anyone differently, and you don't have to. But what you can do is respectfully say, I'm gonna go over here for a little while. Sometimes it just takes a scream, a yell, or just go to the gym and hit the boxing gloves, just to release some of that pressure, some of that stress that's holding on to you. You're not holding on to the stress or the negativity. It's holding on to you. So at some point, you have to release it. You have to let it go. Get it up off me. Because if you don't, it's going to consume you. And it's like a leech, if you will. At some point, you might say, it sucked a little blood and this, that, and the third. But what happens when it completely drains you dry and you're not able to function at all anymore? So the best thing that you can do is catch it, find out the source and where this energy coming from. And like I said, whether it's yourself, somebody, or something, let it go. You have to identify it first in order to let it go. And once you're able to do that, then you have to give yourself some time to actually heal. It's just like a open wound, or a scar, or something like that. Okay, it happened. What you do? You treat it. You bandage it up, and it may cause pain. What you do? You take some for the pain to take the pain away. But even after doing all that, you still have to give it some time to heal. And once it heals, guess what? It goes right back to the same way it was before all this happened. So that's basically what I'm saying to you about this life we live in, y'all. You might get pushed down for maybe a second or two, or a minute or two, a day or two, maybe a year or two. But just know, at some point, you will be healed. At some point, you will be able to keep on going. As long as you don't give up. The way the economy is today, with inflation, like I said, we're not getting paid anymore, but yet the prices are going up. So the best thing anybody can do is It's budgeting, and just learn how to manage your funds. It's not going to be easy because a lot of us, we develop habits, whether it's shopping, whether it's, drinking beer, whether it's just buying movies or phones, addicted to buying phones, or whatever the case may be. We all have some type of poison, if you will, that addictive. And at some point, you have to learn how to get over that addiction, especially if it's interfering with your being able to move forward. I can't stress this enough because I hear a lot of people just constantly saying they're overwhelmed, constantly saying that they're ready to give up and that they can't go on. And my thing is, yes, you can. Yes, you can. You're convincing yourself at this point that you can. And once you do that, you lose that oomph, that you lose that momentum. You lose that drive. And like I said, this is not the time to lose that drive. This is actually the time where I'm not gonna say you, but we as a whole should be pulling out that extra boost of energy that's been kind of locked away. Whether you want to call it, survival mode, whether you want to call it just sheer will, to keep going. But however it motivates you or keeps you going, that's what you need to do. When you look at your babies and you say, I gotta keep going for my babies. When you look at your mom, I gotta keep going for my mom. You look at yourself, I gotta keep going for me. Something deep down inside you has to give you that spark, that rejuvenated energy. It doesn't matter what it is. As long as it motivates you to keep going, as long as it motivates you to be a better version of yourself. And trust and believe me, it's a work in progress. Just like all those interviews or those applications that you put in, eventually someone somewhere will notice you and give you the opportunity that you deserve. It's just a matter of knowing it. It's just a matter of having that faith. It's to the point where, I'm gonna speak for me. It's to the point where I say to myself, you are better off today than you were yesterday. See, yesterday, it came and went. We'll never get that day back again. Today, guess what? You did move forward. You did prosper because you were able to see another day. That right there motivates me. The fact that I got up. The fact that there's still opportunity to do whatever it is that comes to mind. This is some of the, well, at least one of the things that actually encouraged me to keep going. Like I said, it doesn't really matter what it is. I'm quite sure it's something or someone out there that makes you want to keep going. Use that as motivation. Use that as a guideline to see tomorrow. With that being said, guys, I don't want to talk too much. Like I said, keep going, people. We got this. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment and let me know what you guys think about being able to keep going. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of your day.